we're not an economic machine here. You want to watch that, you go to CNBC or Fox Business or whatever. But my political analysis is if this continues, stock market goes into a bear situation, Donald Trump doesn't have much of a chance in 2 years. Do you agree?
Well, I think you're probably right that if the economic situation really worsened, it would be very difficult for a president to secure re-election, just looking at historical precedent. But I think it's too early to tell. We've had a couple of days of quite a bit of stock market volatility, quite steep declines, but we get some of those 5-10 times in the year, in any given year, that the market will move in this way. So I think it's a bit early to start to get worried. Of course, the problem with the stock market is that whatever it does, we can always find a narrative that fits what we're trying to explain.
Yeah, you can always say this is the reason. But
right.
let's deal with facts. Right now, Americans who invest in the stock market are flat or slightly down for the entire year. For the entire year.
Yes, that's right.
So when the president goes out and says best economy ever, everything's going on all cylinders, and then investors say not for us, how do you explain that, the robust economy with the markets not really going up at all at this point?
Well, when we talk about the markets, we're talking about stock indices that have companies that operate around the world. And so there are a number of different forces at play here, right? As you say, the U.S. economy is very strong by many measures. Unemployment is at 50-year lows. Wages are going up. But a lot of these companies, Apple, General Electric, General Motors, the U.S. is not their only market. And say if the dollar is strengthening, for example, that means that their results in other countries that are not dealing in dollars may go down. And so what you see here is that when you look at it from a global perspective, there are issues in certain places that are probably affecting their future results. And that's what investors are reacting to. And then on top of that, we have interest rates going up, which will generally lead stock markets to go down, other things equal. So I think that's affecting it too. But we shouldn't take stock markets as a barometer of the economy. As you say, the other measures that we have, which are most significant for people, because people's biggest source of income is their work, it's usually not their investments, then things are still looking quite bright.
Okay, I understand that. But the investment community is powerful. And Donald Trump has held on to a lot of it because of his economic programs, and they've been successful. I mean, the tax cut for the corporation, corporations love him. If the stock market continues to drift or we go into a recession, and it looks like high tech is, I don't know what they're doing, but Apple's taking it on the chin. And then there's the China conflict with the United States and economic war. And we're right on it. China's been cheating for years. They have a tremendous trade imbalance to their favor with us. Trump is right. He's got to bring it into line. But I'm starting to see economic pain form on the horizon. And when it forms for Wall Street and when it forms for corporate America, it inevitably goes down to the workers, does it not?
I think absolutely over time it does. And I do think the trade war is a major threat. I wouldn't necessarily agree with you that it's going to be good for U.S. consumers or U.S. workers that trade barriers go up with China. Because after all, a lot of the opening up of China has benefited Americans in the form of lower products. It's made it easier for firms to compete with each other. A lot of good things have happened on that front. And sure, there may be things on the intellectual property front that need to be addressed, but I wouldn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And I think we are at risk of doing that in this.
Well, he wants China to open up its markets to more U.S. Products because it's like 4-1 now. There's no reason for China to not sell our products over there. There's no reason for it. And that's what they do.
But what the president has been doing so far is raise taxes on products that are imported from China. And that doesn't really
tariffs.
Give them
He's trying to punish them because he wants better trade deals. He wants more open markets over there. All right, well, we'll leave that for another day. Do you have any predictions on the stock market? I mean, is it going to be, is CATO... Do they have an outlook for 2019? Anything that you guys have come up with?
Well, we're a think tank, so we talk mostly about policy, but I can give you my view that it is too hard, it is too early to read anything into these results, and President should tell us that just as markets went down, they can any day go up.
Okay.
Again, and I don't think Americans should worry about it.
All right, Diego. Very nice of you to help us out. We appreciate it. Thanks very much.